May's come and gone. Let's see how the movies were this month. Hokum, directed by, directed and written by Damian McCarthy, starring Adam Scott as the lead. I don't even think I saw a trailer for this movie, to be completely honest. I just saw Adam Scott. I think I might have seen a teaser. Anyways, I had no idea what it was, and then as the movie went along, so it starts right off the bat, and you get a few scares, and you think you know, like the pacing, and then it honestly reminds me of like The Conjuring, like that kind of like modern horror movie mixed with a fucking like Hallmark movie. So Adam Scott's a writer, and he's got writer's block. So he goes to Ireland to finally bury his or spread his mother's ashes. And there's a lot of build up and payoffs, and then a big point of this movie is keeping your mind open. You can only see certain things. There's two different levels to maybe reality. If your mind is open, you can see them. And when the movie really kicks into gear, holy shit. This definitely one of the best horror movies I've seen, because so he goes to spread his mother's ashes. He ends up at this hotel. He's just a huge alcoholic, tries to kill himself, wakes up in the hospital, goes back to the hotel because it's a seasonal hotel, and this bartender he bonded with is missing, and he doesn't know why. And throughout the beginning of the movie, witches exist. Or there's an old guy saying witches exist. And there's this other crazy guy, this homeless guy, who takes a bunch of drugs, and if you take drugs, you can see the true reality. And that's a fun little twist, because he ends up getting, it's been a while since I've seen it. He ends up in this penthouse, and he gets locked in, and he's drinking from this flask, and then you find out the flask is drugged. So like, is he seeing reality? Is he not seeing reality? All this shit, and it's awesome, man. This is one I would definitely watch again, because there's so much build up, and there's some really creepy ass shit in it, man. Like, the camera work is just on point, and Adam Scott is fantastic. I really like to see him whenever he's in the lead, especially like this, because he's really good at playing like a monotone douchebag, but there's layers to it, and it's great. Just accepting pain and accepting reality is kind of like the big point of the movie. Oh fuck. 4 out of 5. Solid 4 out of 5. The next one, The Sheep Detectives. Directed by Kyle Bolden, written by Craig Manza, starring Hugh Jackman, Nicholas Braun, Molly Gordon, Julia, with the voices of Julia Louis-Dreyfus, Bryan Cranston, and Chris O'Dowd. Hugh Jackman plays a shepherd. He gets murdered, and he and his sheep, who are voiced, the main one is voiced by Julia Louis-Dreyfus, solve it. Her and all the other sheeps, they solve it. So it's like PG-13 Air Bud. But there's really fun. It's a murder mystery, and it follows the basic premise of a murder mystery, because Hugh Jackman reads to the sheep every single night. And the fun little twists and turns around it are great. But they really do work on the human character too, especially Nicholas Braun, who plays the cop, who's really dumb, but he ends up having to like become competent and like really figure everything out. And shit, there's heart to this movie, man. There is like legit heart. Great message, great comedy in it. And I mean, Julia Louis-Dreyfus has been one of the most underrated actresses ever, and putting her in a movie like this, where she really gets to fucking act, it's awesome, man. And Hugh Jackman too is just fantastic in it. It's just a fun, feel-good movie with a great message, man. It's really, really fun. The payoff a little. I mean, it's still there. It's great. It follows. It's just it could have been a little more, but give it a solid 4 out of 5. I really like the Sheep Detectives. Okay, the biggest sequel I was very concerned about: Mortal Kombat 2. Directed by Simon McQuid, written by Jeremy Slater, starring Carl Urban, Josh Lawson, and Marty Ford. I can't read my own handwriting. Way better than the first. Holy shit. Way better than the first. Still not very good, but way better than the first. And Carl Urban as Johnny Cage is the best casting ever, really making him like a Jean-Claude Van Damme, just a washed-up martial artist actor. Perfect. And then bringing Josh Lawson back as Kano. Perfect. And just kind of the pacing of this movie, just how they lined everything up, and just it flowed a lot better. Just fantastic. Oh, and Martin Ford as Shao Kahn. Beautiful. Just beautiful. Absolutely loved it. The gore was great. Some of the fight scenes were good, other ones were shit. The fatalities could have been a lot better. And the balls this movie had. Okay, straight up Cold Eyes. The worst character in the first one just gets his head smashed by fucking Shao Kahn. Fantastic. Then he throws his fucking body in the acid pit. Fucking awesome. And then fucking Jax dies. Fucking Liu Kang dies. Raiden almost dies. And then Johnny Cage steps up. Kano becomes a good guy. You got what's her name? I forget. Sonya Blade. Jesus, I'm tired. Sonya Blade in there. So you got those 3 characters, and then Scorpion comes back. But how they use him makes a lot more fucking sense in this movie than the last one. But still. And then Baraka, when he shows up, it's cool. It's a lot better. And it's like these new Mortal Kombat movies, everything, like, for second one was really good. Maybe the third one will be great. Like, I see the steps. Fun shit. Solid 3 out of 5. I wouldn't really rewatch it. Final verdict, 2.5 out of 5. Done. The biggest surprise of the fucking year, In the Gray, directed and written by Guy Ritchie, starring Henry Cavill, Jake Gyllenhaal, and Eliza Gonzalez. Honestly, most of this wrap-up will probably be me talking about this, because this is one of my favorite action movies, and probably one of my favorite movies this year. So the trailer was not wowing me. Like, the dialogue was snippy and snappy, but they weren't very smart for the trailer, as a trailer should. They were just showing the same scenes over and over. Every different trailer was just showing the same scenes over and over and over. The little quips, everything was the same. Nothing new. So nothing that really wowed me. I'm like, okay, no, it looks like it'd be a solid, I don't know, Netflix, on-demand movie, whatever. I go see it. My biggest cliche I hate is you open the movie with an action sequence and then it goes 12 hours earlier, 3 months earlier, like, shows you something intense, and then it's 4 weeks earlier, and then you flash back to the start of the movie, so that the rest of the movie you're just waiting for that to happen. Sometimes it works really well, other times it's so overused I don't even fucking like it anymore. The main one, that's a conversation for another time. Mission Impossible 3 is the only movie who really does that correctly, but way back then. And what it is basically, it's in subtle terms a revenge movie. Eliza Gonzalez is a contractor, but she's a contracted accountant. So large companies will give other people a loan, possibly shady people a loan. And when they don't pay back, they hire collectors, basically debt collectors, to go and collect them. Well, her mentor dies, and so she's like, hey, I want to do this. She goes to Rosamund Pike, who's the head of this like Goldman and Sachs type fucking company, and they're like, yo, you gave it to this dude who's a bad dude. Why would you think if you gave him $1 billion he would give it back? Seriously. And her two security specialists are Jake Gyllenhaal and Henry Cavill. And they have a little team. It's 8. I think there's 8 of them. No, there's 6. Altogether, it's a 6-man unit with Eliza Gonzalez. So they go to his island and shit, and she's doing negotiations. Well, before that, she cuts his funding, screws with his oil drill, takes his yacht, messes with his helicopter and his jet and all this shit, and slowly just pins him down and squeezes him. And I'm like, okay, this is really fast paced. Like, I'm really digging this shit. And the dialogue between Jake Gyllenhaal and Henry Cavill, it's just so fucking snappy. And they have nothing but love and respect for Eliza Gonzalez. And that's really like, is the entire unit is treating her like a princess. And they call her ma'am, and they fucking open the doors for her. There's scenes where they're standing in the rain holding umbrellas for her and her white frilly outfits and shit, and they're holding her purse and closing the door for her and shit. And whenever action scenes happen, they hide behind her and shit. Fucking awesome. But back to the opening. So this is probably like one of the best openings. And as much as I fucking hate that cliche, so it's a snap zoom just on her face. And her name's Rachel. Because they say it a fucking lot in this movie. And you just hear Henry Cavill and Jake Gyllenhaal just screaming at her, Rachel Sandikar, Rachel Sandikar. And you hear guns clicking and clacking. And then the camera just stays on her face. Just her reaction to everything. And then all of a sudden you hear, Rachel, get down! Rachel, get down! And then this gunfight breaks out. And you see, because she's in the back of a car, you see glass breaking and shattering and going over her face. And she just slowly starts to cry as it's happening. And then it goes, yeah, this is my life. This is what I love to do. Then snapbacks. And I'm like, okay. Simple. If more movies did shit like that, because it didn't necessarily set up that it was further in the movie. It's like, oh, this could be a past adventure, whatever. Then as the movie goes along, it's like, okay, she gets the money, she's doing her own thing, and then they don't really set up any romantic tension between the guys and her, which I like. Henry Cavill gives her, and this is straight up, this has to be a fucking reference to Aliens. It's gotta be. Henry Cavill pulls out this nice little jewelry box. She's like, ooh, and she opens it. And she's like, oh, this isn't anything romantic, is it? He goes, don't worry, it's not like we're married. You press this button, it's a watch. You press this button, no matter where in the world, I can find you. That's fucking a reference to Aliens. Come on. Yeah, it's not like we're married. So good. And then, yeah, so, and they have this whole extraction plan of, like, four different ways of how to do shit and how to get her out. And like, what if someone gets locked up in jail? What if we're on motorcycles? We have to zip line on boat. Actually, what if we have to take planes? And then as the movie goes along, I'm like, okay, they grab the money, and then a twist, like, oh shit, the company fucked him over. The company took his money. He paid him. He paid the company that Rosamund Pike works for. And the company kept it. You find out the company didn't keep it. Rosamund Pike kept it. And she didn't give Rachel her cut either. Or the guy his stuff back, like his boat and his oil rig and his jet. So they kidnap her. They're like, we're gonna hold you fucking hostage. And she's like, do you think this company gives a shit? No. But I know two guys who do. And then it'll cut back to like Rosamund Pike and shit, and she's working out. If this movie was made like 15 years earlier, Rosamund Pike would be the lead. Fuck, even 10 years. And they take the money. So Jake Gyllenhaal and Henry Cavill show up at her house, at Rosamund Pike's office. Not her house, her office. And they're like... And they don't even say anything. Just, where is she? So good. And they're like, oh. And she's, frantic and scared. Oh, you're her boys. I don't know, just dialogue super snappy. The fucking action's great. It ends really like a bow on top perfect. I would totally want a sequel. It's like, fucking go for it. Solid 5 out of 5. I loved it. I might have to do a separate video just fucking when this comes out. Do a review of it. Speaking of 5 out of 5s, Obsession! Written and directed by Curry Baker, starring Michael Johnston, Indy Neverett, and Cooper Tomlinson. This movie's fucking great. All the hype around it is fantastic. That teaser alone, the first teaser they did, where it's just him on the phone. Perfect. That's all it should have been, but I'm sure the studio was like, nah, you gotta put it on actual trailer, different clips and shit. No, it's perfect. Perfect. Just a solid 5 out of 5 movie. And the main guy, Bear. Main guy, Bear, likes this guy, Nikki. Girl, Nikki, my bad. This is girl, Nikki. She just likes him as a friend. Maybe she actually likes him. He finds a one-wish willow, and he wasn't even... Just kind of grabbed it on a whim. Breaks it, makes a wish. She becomes obsessed with him. But occasionally it'll snap, and the real Nikki will come out. So it's like a fucking Get Out situation where, like, she can see everything, but she's not in control of her body, and it's just fucking great. And he's the villain. He's absolutely the villain. And there's just really fun twists and turns, and they do really fun fucking camera movements with her. She deserves a fucking Oscar because her range is just fucking insane. There's really funny, cringy humor I was laughing at. Just fucking awesome. And the ending is perfect. 5 out of 5. Shazam. Now for a 1 out of 5. Passenger, directed by Andre Ordell, written by Zachary Donahue, and T.W. Burgess, starring Jacob Seppico and Lula Bow. This movie's terrible. No wonder why they only put out that teaser, man. That was about the dude. Yo, I gotta pee. Oh, man, you said you were a camel. Then he comes back and no one's there. And that was just a short. 10 out of 10. And then, he keeps passing this thing, then it's in the car. Rawr. So that's basically what it is. It's this entity will latch onto you and kill you. Simple as that. And this couple are just fucking vanning around, and they find holy ground, drive the van in there. They win. Nothing new, nothing original. Trash all the way around. One kind of okay scene is when because they live in a van down by the river, so they're constantly, parking at like 24-hour gyms and shit. Scene where she's walking back and the lights flash on and off, and it's like the van keeps getting further away, like she's walking for a long time but making no progress. That was the only scene that was kind of cool. But other than that, just shit. 1 out of 5. Maybe a 0 out of 5. This movie's super forgettable. Nah. Talking about forgettable, Mandalorian and Grogu, a Star Wars story or whatever it's called, directed by Jon Favreau, written by Jon Favreau, Dave Filoni, and Noah Clune, starring Pedro Pascal, Martin Scorsese, and Jeremy Allen White. This started as season 4, then they just turned it into a movie. There's no build up, no payoff. I get that all he's doing is taking out Empire cells just one at a time. That's it. There's really no build up or payoff to it. It's just showing up, fucking shit up, and leaving. And everything's just shot like the show, just very flat, bland, boring. Dude, so I saw this with my sister. She fucking loves Mando and Grogu. And, the scene that just made me... Dude, Martin Scorsese. As soon as I saw his name, I'm like, the fuck? And my sister's not a film nerd. She has life unlike me. So I'm trying to explain, quietly in the theater. I'm like, Martin Scorsese, he's a fucking huge director. I don't know why he's in this. But, yeah. So Mando and Grogu are just fucking about and doing shit. I wish the point of the movie was Mando preparing Grogu for Mando's death, because that's the whole point. He knows Grogu's gonna live lifetimes ahead of him, and I do like there were scenes in it I liked, but the action was just very, very weak and just not fun, man. And there's just really no color. The music, that was a big plus. I love the music. There's even my sister, I looked over at her and there's a scene where she's like fucking bobbing her head to like the techno that's going on, and there's like fucking guitar strings at one point, and I'm like, alright, the music's really fucking, I'm vibing with it. But other than that, the movie was just pretty trash. Yeah. Oh, and Jeremy Allen White in it as the Hutt. They modulate his voice so you can't even tell it's him. Oh, Sigourney Weaver's in this movie. Fuck. 2 out of 5. Oh, maybe 2.5. Only for the stop motion they use. They have stop motion robots that were really, really cool. Yeah. Yeah. 2.5 out of 5. No, 2 out of 5. I can't break it up. 2 out of 5. Yeah. So, the end of May, man. Backrooms. Directed by Kane Parsons, written by Kane Parsons and Will Sudik, starring Chitu Ichue and Renee Regan. And I can't read my fucking handwriting. But, no. Yeah, this one was good. The ending felt a little, and specifically, I mean, so basically, the backrooms are just parallel. It's almost like a pocket dimension where you can stumble into, you get stuck in, and it's, as soon as you're in it, it will try to copy you. But the deeper you go into it, stuff just kind of starts to fall apart and get weird, and that's why levels and get all shifted around and stuff doesn't make sense. But no, the whole back room was a complete practical effect. They built like, what was, like 300,000 square feet or 3,000 square feet or 30,000 square feet a shit. And no, the actor, well, that's just it, right? You get a small little fucking thing like this and you pump some money into it, but you also get two great actors in it. Like, their acting was really, really good, and everything kind of came together, and, you know, it was very metaphorical and shit. And I'm sure if they do sequels, it'd probably be more horror oriented, but I think this was a good entry level thing, and if they want to get super fucking weird with the sequels, they can. And a movie like this kind of ends like how you'd think it was, a little ambiguous, but overall, I did really like it. Don't know if I'd rewatch it a whole lot. Like, Obsession, I'm buying when it comes out, and I'll fucking rewatch that shit. But this, I don't know. I give it a solid 3 out of 5. 3 out of 5.